So, welcome back again. Let's see how long the failing broken Vodafone garbage docs lasts this time. Also, yeah, only 1.5 Mbit or so because docs is garbage. Anyway, looks like the only thing that breaks from our minimal Xorg set here for PowerPC, just for the test, is subversion, aka with serf. I actually checked, like, yeah, here, so yeah, libserf also a little bit dead, so much probably subversion, the last thing using that. But yeah, it looks like if this is according to the website here somewhere, apparently 139 from some time ago. Yeah, the last commit there apparently also 2019. So yeah, relatively dead project. We only need this, unfortunately, for subversion as used ourselves. Let's quickly get to that. So disable also, yeah, still some. Probably I should eventually do here like some convenience enablement to save 10 seconds here and there, or whatever. Also, this is the wrong thing. We need to build probably to serf. We need to rebuild this because this somehow builds despite. Oh shit! Also need to control C that eventually. That builds but leads to at least one unresolved symbol of some error function being removed, so much to that didn't break any API previous video, except a little bit. Are we focused? Maybe the focus doesn't matter too much. I googled here some other package here of what is it even, something unbound. So replacing apparently, so the issue is as seen here, unlock to subversion linker of error get function. Let's hope that is maybe the only thing, right? So that was removed. So is this, by the way, get lib, get error, get function. So maybe, hopefully, only replace that. Should be an easy patch potentially, maybe. Let's see what we find. Fix file. Also, yeah, no upstream work. Also, yeah, Apache projects, latest and greatest, and amazing stuff. Maybe not. And then every distribution needs to. Well, every distribution still wants to have a working subversion client. But maybe, by the way, speaking of which, is there even still 114? Is this even still in 114? Also already. What? This is a mirror, something here, okay, fine. Is this still active or 14.1? What do we have there? Oh, we have that, not sure when was the last release of that stuff. 6 months regular, latest older, something, I don't know. Is this still in active development or everyone's except us switched to? Security advisory, 14.1. Issue affected, mod of something. Anyway, it's from this year, so whatever, I guess, or something. So yeah, let's patch that. That was error get, what was it? Where did I have this? So that we don't need. Here. So error get, function. Error get function. Okay, this is maybe only logging this, so okay, this is a super easy fix of, actually I wanted to get lib and error get lib. So yeah, so much to starting that live stream before. Okay, that is even easier than I thought it would be. Fix file, but something that's also easy, hopefully. Famous last words, and then 30 minutes longer. Open, okay, let's name this hotfix so that our data update bot might potentially, if there ever is a serf release ever again, open SSL 3.0 patch. So the data bot could potentially remove that. Let's rebuild that and see if subversion builds in. From other stuff, so we have a couple of new regressions as seen in the previous video earlier today. That was so broken, yeah, a little bit better now, but not really stellar. Garbage docs is not recommendable. Broken infrastructure here in Vodafone cable docs Germany. Recurring theme. Garbage we can't recommend. Not a bit advertisement. It's pretty effing garbage. non-working infrastructure apocalypse. So KDE committed, I spent a lot, also yeah, how did I brute force that by grabbing here the search function. Did I SVN, maybe I did, no, I didn't commit that, so that, or maybe also here for, or here for, maybe this, let's see, yes, no. Anyway, I brute force actually found after Guru meditating that about an extra minute simply to use the search. So I curled there's a search thing and grabbed the first matching project out of there. That worked relatively well, 450 or so of those projects, minus 4 or 5 that didn't have a release there of this abandonware of KDE. Maybe 4 also can be at least deleted. Anyway, as seen here, committed really, how many others even? Let's maybe SVN log that revision just as a moment. So yeah, this KDE update is in trunk. Yeah, 195 or 100 minus some extra lines, 190 package update there. May or may not build, probably not. Patches welcome. Let's see if also SVN add serf hotfix that, and then let's see if subversion builds. So yeah, so far I guess serf of, yeah, who would have guessed of this abandonware subversion requirement or subversion dependency. The only thing of OpenSSL, so at least that promise of mostly, well, mostly except very deprecated abandon functions, hopefully working. I guess I just commit this then now. Hey, this worked now, amazing stuff. Theoretically, let's maybe change road builds. Oh no, this we can't change road, PowerPC build. Anyway, we have a couple of more regressions to fix. Vulkan loaders for some architectures. Ironically, for PowerPC, I think maybe it built. Not sure. Do we have that in Vulkan of PowerPC? Not sure if this is because we built minimal Xorg. Oh no, we have that in there. So yeah, ironically, I guess that Vulkan loaders breaks for cross-compiling for an architecture that also actually is native. So for PowerPC it cross-compiles, but for AMD 64, aka x86-64, this somehow doesn't. So not the most important today. We also have one other, CMake is sometimes randomly erroring out because of course the bloody build system checks for OpenGL headers and stuff and then fails cross-compiling because they're not finding gl.h. Maybe we need to do some patching of not the super most important, but maybe if we just patch this away some other day. Was it also Vulkan loaders? I think that was probably the most major one, I guess. Maybe I forgot something, but also Linux. Yeah, I think this is the last package. So I think this would mean Linux probably builds, and not depending on OpenSSL anyway. Okay, we can see if man pages has a conflict, but hopefully not. And then we also commit. Okay, we can. So yeah, so much to that. Only serf. OpenSSL. So yeah, there we have it. T2 back where we have been 15 years ago at the forefront of technology and leading edge. Anyway, forefront of technology and leading edge and latest and greatest there. So yeah, if you want to play along at home with the latest and greatest, most vanilla generic upstream, then here we are with T2. Let's see, we have a comment. Hello there. What do you think about having FreeBSD on a workstation? What about software using printers, browsing internet, FreeBSD? Do you think that Linux ABI and FreeBSD is decent? Well, I wouldn't run FreeBSD to use Linux emulation ABI. That makes no sense. Of course, you have most software like Xorg and probably for some cards accelerated GL and Vulkan also for FreeBSD. But if you're new to this channel, you probably want to share, like, and subscribe and watch previous videos, like on a rainy day, like today, rainy here. My recurring criticism, also 20 is Linux distribution here, aka what is T2 for all architectures, from ARM to RISC-V, Super H and fun stuff. Recurring criticism and critical thinking about Linux of, also I run a Linux distribution, hashtag peak bugs of macOS and Windows and stuff. Linux, as much as I was previously Linux fanboy, came to the realization, not monolithic Linux kernel. Why? I'm not the greatest fan of Linux anymore. Written in C, with all, even though I can master C and C++ and stuff, totally aware of security implications, buffer over underruns, use after free, locking, and so on and so on. And Linux kernel specifically, random changing APIs in the kernel, constantly breaking out of tree, PS3, SG-Octane and other stuff, everything that is not, even breaking randomly, previous video, even Sunblade 1000, Spark 64 used, QLA, was it 1280 or something, fiber channel stuff, so constantly stuff breaking. And this is why, sure, even AMD GPU, a little bit of, not even abandonware, but even here on my workstation currently, I get some oops booting of stack clobbering of AMD GPU. Here, I2C there. Can't make this stuff up of bug stack guard page was hit. It's still not fixed. Might be specific to this MSI card, but anyway, even if it's specific to this MSI card, it should simply not freaking happen. With all the security stuff going on all software, Windows, macOS and Linux, especially open source stuff, too much. See, in the meantime, maybe even big major platforms having better security than this C manual pointer arithmetic. We got this not. And this is why I'm not the greatest fan of Linux. BSD is not much better. The only thing better on BSDs is not as much randomly changing kernel APIs. Otherwise, you have less software, less compatibility, and so on. Of course, you have the major stuff there, but not everything. Of course, you can usually get your stuff done, but even less so than on Linux. And so, yeah, not really. BSDs, not really many benefits. Except, so I would actually say the only benefit I could come up with is not as much randomly changing as is the Linux ecosystem. Maybe the second thing is a little bit more sorted ecosystem with similar like things systemly, other libraries, like every year some other replacement there, and yeah, also other random changes like Wayland and stuff, obviously also on BSD. Anyway, long story short, yeah, the future, I think in my opinion, the future is more address-based separated stuff, microkernels, and more preferable Rust and other safer languages and so on and so forth. Anyway, a little bit digressed here. So I guess that marks a relatively successful day here in getting our stuff updated, KDE, other OpenSSL, Linux kernel, even actually it's very theoretically, but I really also should eventually go soon, maybe actually go earlier, maybe it's change, as the only constant is change, maybe mix it up and go. Oh, I was already home playing with Junior and feeding the family and helping with feeding and cooking and stuff. But maybe also and late to the office and stuff. With new life with kid at home. Maybe I mix it up further and simply leave early today because enjoying family and stuff. But one last thing, one famous last thing that takes another hour or two. But maybe I do it later at midnight, so on the couch. Because one thing is, we auto-generated a lot of packages some year ago, and a lot of, is so like this. And we probably have a lot of package descriptions that are mostly garbage, and not that someone would care much, but it would of course be amazing if they were not as useless. How many do we have of those? Oh, 326 maybe. Yeah, thank you very much. And I wonder if we, similar to what's seen previously, this takes 6 hours, right? And also, like, it takes a whole workday. It certainly makes like zero sense, especially as nobody freaking cares about the freaking metadata, right? Also, can we does Repology has metadata? Let's Repology. Package, what was the API? Let's see, maintainers packages, like, do they probably even don't have everything, right? Or do they, although maybe they have actually, okay, maybe some rename that, although most probably ship it as indication. Fine. The question is, it looks like they also don't have more amazing here description. Okay, a little bit of metadata. So what was the API? I just checked it actually recently because I wanted to create packages from that, but they don't have enough. For example, yeah, a lot of, so it was not usable to create packages because I was thinking of mass creating packages based on Repology data, but they had way too little metadata for that. But maybe we can at least use a tiny little bit metadata. Where was the Repology API? Just had that here, and then package. It was single package like that. Let's see. So the only thing is we get way too much metadata for that. So that would be what was it we wanted as a test? The indication. So we might sometimes, or sweeper maybe even. Let's check that. Maybe we can at least polish the metadata tiny little bit within 10 or 15 minutes. And as you know, recurring subscriber, no, we love automation here and not wasting our time with manual labor. API. Yeah, of course we can pass this nicely, and maybe we should, but we could also cheap and easy translate each comma to new lines. That might already be mostly. And then what was the that was like description or something, right? Name, source name, this summary, one line description of the package. Summary, okay. They are not all the same, so the problem is we get multiple things. Also, it means they mostly agree. Although, you know what, we can make this. So normally you should pass this proper. Probably there is a command line, there is JSON indent or a JSON substitute. We could use that, but we could also use the poor man stuff of let's sort that, and then unique with C, and then sort like basically what is like the most used, sort numeric, and then it's like, yeah, not again, so all the distributions use different names, but who cares? Then like tail, also yeah, shell scripting for 100, recurring theme here on this channel. Then cut this, you could substitute this on colon, or just cut limiter colon field 2 and have his indication layer. Sorry. Then substitute this stuff away, like substitute the quotes, substitute them all away because we don't have quote there, and there we have it. And so we could let's see how well this works for something else, like also yeah, how Unix we got this is so much more amazing than the command of PowerShell X on Windows. Then let's mass substitute. That's probably the only summary, right? Yeah, that is only summary. So that is a problem that we can't use that to create packages, but at least we can use this a little bit. I would even say this poor man one-liner shell script JSON parsing. Of course, it's not the proper way, but it's way quicker than properly parsing that, iterating, like creating an array of this, sorting this. So doing that in a proper programming language and not shell actually like a magnitude more effort. So this is why people sometimes wonder, why do we old-fashionedly shell script? The heck is like, yeah, often a magnitude faster than like real programming languages and libraries. So that's why we do that. Sorry, zero frames. I need to watch the drop frames with this bloody Vodafone stuff. So let's iterate over all of them. Let's see if this works similar well for other stuff like we can already so project. Let's make that package here, and let's set package to that so that we can. Oh, it doesn't work. So we don't get there something. Maybe we need to quote that differently. There was not found on the server. Package. What do we? Also, I think I copied that too much. So much to that. Yeah. Typos and stuff. KDE5 syntax highlighting engine for Kate syntax definitions. Sounds amazing. And certainly much more usable than. So let's mass substitute 300 or so. Was it 300? Word count L. Yeah, let's mass substitute 300 packages. YOLOing that together. Package stuff here. So curl copy and paste that. Then how do we do that? A recurring theme here. Only live on this channel. Grabbing that, cutting that at limiter slash field 1 while read package do curl this stuff done. You see we already got the Conde calendar tools, amazing stuff. Then save this to a variable of curl, so that would be description equals that fun stuff here, all of that, because why not? Let's test this. I always like to test this because if you script too much, then often you get undebuggable gibberish. So description there, that does something. And then let's test this with one like base package. Where was it? This was of syntax highlighting. Let's syntax highlighting here. Part of the, so we want to substitute int. Substitute so because we might get there slashes and whatnot potentially, always good to program shell script a little bit defensive. Substitute, let's use something that's probably not in there, like add. If you're wondering why do they, as a regular expression, use this crazy stuff, then this is why. So let's substitute capital I or T with stuff with base package to. We need to save that actually. Preferably, let's do that. We need to escape that because this is character class, gets a little bit complicated. I mean, it's not that complicated. So then also let's capture that. What we there to capture one and desk. There, so that did not yet currently work. Substitute one. What could be possibly package that worked better. Set desk to 1, 2, 3 ABC for a quick test. Okay, that works. And stuff, so SED, this regular expression over all packages. So we might not get something, so check test. Is this set, is this not empty, and then SED package desk in place, and let's go. And actually let's cancel that, or let's I was thinking to add a dot there for the text, but you know what, let's just run this. It gets too complicated, or we would need, I mean, we could have two separate, like substituting int on the trailing dot is not the super most important. Yeah, it's not that slow because it's mostly limited by DOCSIS cable latency. You could do this parallel. Probably pretty instantly. Shell bomb forking has 300 instances of that. And if we rewrite the expression a little bit to one background line, but maybe we just don't care. Wait a second. Well, we probably just wait. We could actually see how fast this is going. But yeah, if you're wondering how with relatively few people we can maintain 3,000, 4,000 packages, actually we can fact check that word count. ls or packages of word count l. There's, yeah, nearly 4,000 packages with so few people at Rock Linux, and today then focus. This is how you do it, and certainly much better human time spent of automating the heck out of everything. Yeah, KMBox is like, yeah, it's not perfect, it's better than nothing. The only improvement is, means that the title certainly is relatively usable. The only thing that could be better is the description, but even that, could we pass something out of here? Maybe passing something out of here. Well, it's not impossible, but also actually here's something. Actually, they might have. I wonder how decent. I visited some things today, and Snap Store. Yeah. Get KMac from the Snap Store. 2021. Yeah, we certainly could pass that out of there. Yeah, actually we could pass. I mean, the problem is that they probably don't have such systematic README to pass that out of all the READMEs, although maybe they have, but in any case that is more difficult. Let's see, how many did we have? I think 300 something, and yeah, 200, anyway, zoom through. Yeah, I mean, we could, I think this is, I mean, better than nothing, as I said. Maybe I do a quick pass in substituting a trailing dot to the end of the t text, because why not? Archive manager, Qt wrapper 4. I mean, it's converting a completely useless placeholder message to yeah, calendar support, no, calendar. I mean, yeah, calendar support is calendar support libraries. Like, yeah, what else is there to say, right? If you are a fan of metadata and KDE is your thing, you can also send patches. I will commit this in some minutes, so if you see this in 5 minutes or later, be free to send patches, improve this even further, like proper, like, yeah, URLs. I wonder, did that, we could make a second path. Hey, and we finished, I think. Let's quickly like substitute, here we have that, change this regular expression to text everything. No, we don't have this. Okay, I should not have Control-C that, but we can paste that. I wanted to say we don't have this base package thing, but we can use svn status for changed files and only substitute those. So here's our Control-C, so everything to the match is its ampersand and a dot there, and did that, so that worked, adding there a dot. Theoretically we could also line break that, but it's not the most important for that. So yeah, let's substitute a dot there to make this a tiny little bit nicer. Substitute some status, cut on delimiter space fields 2 and more, and then cut on slash field 1. While we do substitute this stuff in disk done, and that looks fine. Let's in place substitute that and have a dot there just to polish this a tiny little bit more. And last but not least, we could quickly, where do we curl, what did we use as indication here? Let's quickly see if we have like a website URL, HTTP website URL. Apparently not. Let's could double check, but indication, do they have category libs for Qt? Okay, the category is mostly useless there anyway. Home URL website. Okay, the HTTP. What? I don't even have HTTP then. Okay, apparently not. Here's www. This is categories. Okay, better than nothing. Wait a second. Why is this is not KDE? I mean, it makes no sense. We could, I mean, if we make it any better, you couldn't afford it anymore. Because we could scroll over there, but honestly, it's like, yeah, it's probably, I mean, we use the sorted, most numeric, most appearing, most used by other distributions summary there. What could possibly go wrong? Plasma PA, Plasma for audio. It's probably fine. If something is too, I mean, this is actually, if there would be something completely garbage, but why should it came off the front end? Framework 5 tier 3 module with support for, no, whatever. I think it's mighty fine. It's like, yeah, perfecting T2 Linux, one live stream at a time, and at that rate I think we reach world domination sometime soon, latest with the year of desktop Linux. Actually, you know what, honestly, we could, I mean, usually I like to Where do we even go? I like to document this for you playing along at home. It's probably that. Fixed last or recently auto edit KDE 5 plus more packages to way more use. Description tag something of that sort, just for you playing along at home to learn more and stuff, and also for me even. I mean, I'm not sure if it would help me if I would want to redo that. It's probably faster for me to just come up with something like that than searching the T2 history for this, but nonetheless maybe nice style to document that, because why not, right? But anyway, that's it for today, and I hope I actually commit the right package KDE. I hope you learned something and enjoyed that, and as you see, our dedication and ambitions continue to make T2 latest and greatest, state of the art, and most packages. Yeah, if you missed your packages, probably we soon should work on more amazing data kind, maybe a lore after data, a lore bot that scrapes the internet, like not a Google bot, but a lore bot that scrapes the internet, and auto AI adds whole packages, because why not? Certainly I don't want to spend all my lifetime packaging those packages, at least with something done in 38 minutes, and I hope to see you next time.